Okay, hi, hello, welcome back to our YouTube class, that is biotech. Yesterday we studied about or in the last class we studied about cell organelles, that is what cell membrane and cell wall. Cell membrane and cell wall both are the external membranes which are surrounded by the plant cell and animal cell. Generally cell membrane is common in both plant cell and animal cell, but cell wall is only present in the plant cell but which cannot be observed in the animal cell. Then distinct characters of plant cell and animal cell already we discussed. Then here we are going to study about today nucleus, another important cell organelle. It is called nucleus. So nucleus, it is one of the dark dot like structure. If you observe the nucleus in the cells, see, nucleus is a dark dot like structure. Suppose if you see the diagrams, suppose in the plant cell the nucleus is just beside it, remaining part of the cell is occupied by the vacuole, whereas in animal cell the nucleus is in the center because the vacuole is absent or very small. Due to this reason, here the nucleus is center in the animal cell, whereas nucleus is beside it in the plant cell. So this is the plant cell and animal cell. So we discussed already in the last class. So this is plant cell, right, and this is the animal cell. Okay, and let us see nucleus. First time nucleus observed by Felis Fontana. Nucleus is observed by Felis Fontana, but he did not declare that it is a nucleus. But after that, in the year of 1831, Robert Brown, he observed the nucleus in cheek cells. Very most important point. In the year of 1831, here also it is very important to be remembered. 1831, Robert Brown, he observed the nucleus and he identified the nucleus and he discovered the nucleus in the cheek cells. So, and he said that this nucleus is an integral part of the cell. He said that nucleus is an integral part of the cell. So very most important quotation which has given by the Robert Brown. The nucleus is one of the dark dot like structure. It is most important one and prominent one in the cell, and it is an integral part of the cell. So because of this information given by the Robert Brown, so we are talking the nucleus is discovered by Robert Brown in the year of 1831. Then let us see how shall we observe the nucleus. What is the process for observation of nucleus? So here is a small lab activity we have to observe. Okay, take an ice cream spoon or spatula, gently rub our cheek cells. Then gently rub, not harshly, just gently rub the cheek cells and keep it in the saline water. Then after some time, this cheek cells should be transported onto the slide and keep it under the microscope and observe, so that we can see the nucleus in the cheek cells. So like this we can observe the nucleus in the cheek cells. To observe the nucleus clearly, here we should add methylene blue. This is the one solution we shall add. Methylene blue is to be added for the observation of nucleus. So that is about the lab activity. And now let us see the important characters of the nucleus. Okay, the nucleus, it is controlling all the other cell organelles, and it is most important one and distinct. It is larger. First one is nucleus is very larger among all the other cell organelles. Nucleus is larger, and we can see clearly it is distinct part. so distinct part of the cell so that we can see clearly, and larger one, and which control all the other cell organelles, control all the other cell organelles. So that is why we are calling it is a cell controlled room. Very very important point. Cell controlled room, nucleus is also called as cell controlled room. Which of these organelle is called as cell controlled room? Under question exam lo, which of these cell organelle is considered as cell controlled room? Ante nucleus. Which cell organelle is larger? Nucleus. Which cell organelle is distinct? Nucleus. Which cell organelle is observed clearly? Nucleus. So this is the most important point that we can point out about the nucleus. And here one of the proponent of the cell theory is Schleiden. Schleiden, according to the Schleiden, he is one of the proponent. Then Schleiden discovered the plant cell, whereas Schwann discovered the animal cell. No. So here Schleiden, he is one of the botanist. He discovered the plant cell. According to the Schleiden, nucleus is called as a cytoblast. Very very most important point. Schleiden he called nucleus as a cytoblast. Nucleus ni Schleiden ఏమంటుండంటే ఒక సైటోబ్లాస్ట్ అని పిలుస్తున్నాడు. ఎందుకంటే న్యూక్లియస్లో ఉండే కొత్త కణాలు అనేవి ఉద్భవిస్తాయేమో అనుకొని ఆయన న్యూక్లియస్ ఏమని పిలుస్తున్నాడు అంటే సైటోబ్లాస్ట్ అని పిలుస్తాడు. సో వై వీఆర్ కాలింగ్ న్యూక్లియస్ యాజ్ ఎ సైటోబ్లాస్ట్? బికాస్ సైటో మీన్స్ సెల్, blast means dividing. So like this, the new cells are produced from the nucleus. That's why he named as nucleus as a cytoblast. So almost all the eukaryotic, almost all the chordates cells, they have nucleus. Almost all the chordates, they have the cells కదా. కార్డేట్స్లో ఉన్న ప్రతి సెల్స్లో న్యూక్లియస్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. కానీ ఎక్సెప్ట్ సపోజ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ కూడా ఒక కార్డేటే, కానీ ఎక్సెప్ట్ ఆర్బీసీలో నో న్యూక్లియస్. రెడ్ బ్లడ్ సెల్స్లో న్యూక్లియస్ ఉండదు, అందుకనే వీటిని నాన్ న్యూక్లియేటెడ్ సెల్స్ అంటారు. అలాగే సీవ్ ట్యూబ్స్, ఫ్లోయం సెల్స్లో ఉన్నటువంటి ఇవి ప్లాంట్ సెల్స్లో ఉన్న ఫ్లోయం అనే ఒక టిష్యూ ఉంటుంది. ఆ ఫ్లోయం టిష్యూలో ఉన్న సీవ్ ట్యూబ్స్లో కూడా న్యూక్లియస్ ఉండదు. సో ఎక్సెప్ట్ దీస్ టూ eukaryotic cells, remaining all the eukaryotic cells, all the chordate cells, they have nucleus. This is the most important point that we shall remember about the nucleus. And the nucleus diagram, suppose if you can observe the nucleus diagram here, see the structure of the nucleus. If you can see the structure of the nucleus, once roughly we shall draw the structure of the nucleus. See, this is about nucleus. So here is the nuclear membrane. This is nuclear membrane. A two-layered membrane is nuclear membrane. So this space is in nuclear membrane మధ్యలో ఉన్న empty spaces ఏమంటారంటే nuclear pore. This is called nuclear pore. And here is the nucleolus which participate in the cell division. So this is nucleolus. Okay, and here we can see genetic material inside the nucleus, the network like structure. Okay, it is called genetic material. So this is genetic material. And another important thing, the nucleus inside, the fluid present inside the nucleus, is called nucleoplasm. The fluid present inside the nucleus is called nucleoplasm. And this nuclear membrane is similar to the very very most important point, nuclear membrane is similar to the cell membrane. Yesterday we studied the cell membrane now. So that nuclear membrane is similar to the cell membrane, which is a double layered structure. Then the pores in between the nuclear membrane is called nuclear pores. Then nucleus inside there is a fluid is called nucleoplasm, and the dark dot-like structure inside the nucleus is called what is this? Nucleolus. This is nucleolus. And the network-like structure of membranes inside the nucleus is called genetic material. This genetic materials, it is nothing but either DNA or RNA. So DNA or RNA, these two are the nucleic acids. So this DNA consists of chromosomes. Okay, these chromosomes are carried out, chromosomes carry some genes. Okay, these genes are responsible for the characters. Very most important. The nucleus consists of genetic material. The genetic material, it has either DNA or RNA. So the DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, RNA, ribonucleic acid, these are the nucleic acids. This DNA carries some chromosomes. Chromosomes consist of some discrete units. These discrete units are called genes. These genes are responsible for the characters. So like this we can share the characters from one generation to another. Suppose we have received the characters from our parents. Suppose 23 chromosomes from the father, whereas 23 chromosomes from the mother. Together 46 chromosomes are coming into our life. So like that, when the new body, when the new life is formed, here these chromosomes can transfer from from the father and mother to new generation, whereas genes are responsible for the characters. Suppose example, chromosomes ante chudandi ila untadi chromosome. Suppose this is a one chromosome. Okay, ఇది క్రోమోజోమ్ అనుకుంటే క్రోమోజోమ్ షేప్ దీనిపైన ఉన్నటువంటి ఇలా ఇది వీటిని ఏమంటామంటే ఈ డిస్క్రీట్ యూనిట్స్ని, ఇది జీన్స్, ఇది క్రోమోజోమ్స్. ఓకే, క్రోమోజోమ్స్ అనే పదానికి మీనింగ్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ క్రోమో అంటే కలర్, సోమా అంటే బాడీ, అంటే దేర్ ఆర్ సమ్ కలర్డ్ బాడీస్ ఇన్ ద న్యూక్లియస్. దట్ కలర్డ్ బాడీస్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ chromosomes. These chromosomes carry some discrete units. These are called genes. Then genes are responsible for the characters. So these characters can be transferred from one generation to another due to the genes. And finally here this nucleus is controlled, nucleus is called as one of the most important cell organelle. It is also called cytoblast. It is also called cell control room, because which can control all the other cell organelles. It is the larger one and it is distinct part so that we can see clearly. And according to the Robert Brown, nucleus is an integral part of the cell. And based on the presence of nucleus or nuclear membrane, here we can divide the two different types of cells. One is prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. See, prokaryotic cell ante meaning entante the cell which does not consist of bound membranous nucleus. The bound membrane nucleus is absent. If the nucleus is not surrounded by the bound membrane nucleus kada, that is called prokaryotes. అంటే న్యూక్లియస్ ని గనుక సరౌండింగ్ చేసి ఎలాంటి న్యూక్లియర్ మెంబ్రేన్ లేకపోతే అది prokaryote. That is what prokaryote. Prokaryote means if the nucleus is not surrounded by a nuclear membrane, a bound nuclear membrane, it is absent in a cell. Example, bacteria. See here, example, bacteria is a prokaryote. So that nucleus is not surrounded by the nuclear membrane. Alage blue green algae. So blue green algae. Okay, blue green algae, it is also one of the prokaryotes. And next one is eukaryotes. What is the meaning of eukaryote? This is opposite. Eukaryotic is nothing but if the cell is, or if the nucleus is surrounded by the distinct nuclear membrane, that is called eukaryotic. అంటే న్యూక్లియస్ ని సరౌండింగ్ చేస్తూ ఒక న్యూక్లియర్ మెంబ్రేన్ అనేది పర్టికులర్ గా ఉంటే అది యూకారియోటిక్ సెల్. ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ప్లాంట్ సెల్ developed this highly plant cell and animal cell. So this is all about nucleus. Very most important points. Nucleus is a dark dot like structure. It is first time observed by Felix Fontana in epithelial cells, but afterwards, in the year of 1831, Robert Brown declared, and he has particularly mentioned that nucleus is an integral part of the cell, and he observed this nucleus in the cheek cells. That's why we are calling the Robert Brown. He observed the nucleus and discovered the nucleus. Larger cell organelle, this is the larger one and distinct part, and control the all the other cell organelles, so it is called as cell controlled room. And Schleiden, according to the Schleiden, one of the proponent of the cell theory, he said that nucleus, it is a one of the cytoblast, because the new cells are produced from the nucleus, so it is called as cytoblast. And almost all the eukaryotic cells, they have nucleus, but except RBC and sieve tubes in the phloem tissue. And next one, if you observe the structure of the nucleus, here nuclear membrane, a double layered membrane is called nuclear membrane, nuclear pore, and nucleolus. Genetic material, that genetic material consists of some chromosomes. Chromosomes carry some discrete units are called genes. Genes are responsible for the characters. And finally, on the basis of presence of nuclear membrane, the nucleus is divided into two types. One is prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell which does not consist any bound nuclear membrane. Example, bacteria, blue-green algae. Eukaryotic cell which has the distinct bound membrane nucleus. It is example, plant cell and animal cell. So this is all about the structure of the nucleus. So have a nice day. In the next class we shall study about another cell organelle.